I actually came in. I came in and I met Nina, and I basically just told her everything. Hey, this is my story, basically. And we chatted for a little while. I showed her my DD-214. I showed her something else. Whatever she needed, I had it. And she mentioned that I should talk to Kevin. She asked me, do you get benefits or anything? And I said no. And she's looking at my DD-214. I think that's what, made her ask. And I said no. And she said, you need to talk to Kevin. And I didn't get a chance to talk to Kevin until like 2 weeks later, because I didn't have an ID. I lost my wallet. I didn't have an ID. I didn't have a working phone, really. I didn't have my social security card. Listen to this. I have all those things now, just from coming here. I have my ID, about to get my license. I'm gonna go check on that because I have to, there's something about a cancellation because of my insurance running out. I thought it was like revoked or suspended, but it's not. But I got the ID through Operation Sacred Trust. I got my social security card because I was able to come here and sit on the computer and do all the information for that, and they sent it right to me. The phone, I asked at the time I was working with Labrie, or it was Labrie or Jennifer, and was explaining to them that I don't even have a phone. It's embarrassing, but I don't have a phone. I use my neighbor's phone and stuff like that. And it was Labrie, I think, that called my counselor and said, this guy, he needs a phone. And the next day, they showed up at, the counselor showed up at my house with the phone. But my counselor knew I didn't have a phone for 2 years, It's interesting. So the people here just did stuff like that. I got groceries twice from Operation Sacred Trust. Wasn't hungry. There's just so many things. And it seems little to some people, but it's a big deal when you haven't had it.
And for 29 years, you hadn't had that.
No.
From the moment you separated, you were on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then suddenly, you're not on your own anymore. Suddenly, you've got Nina saying, what's going on here?
Right.
So tell me about getting to Kevin and what happened when you got to Kevin.
Once I got to Kevin, he did the same thing. We chatted for a little while, told him a little bit, and he looked at my DD-214 and was like, you should be getting something, where it says separation, it says personality disorder. That's a big deal, but I didn't know that. No one told me that. I kind of thought it was when it happened, but no one said anything. So,
well, your Master Chief.
Yeah, he said there was nothing to look into, so I believed him, and that was that. And Kevin and I, he got on the phone, he did his thing, and I had to write a letter of kind of like why I think that I should be like compensated or whatever. And I just followed the instructions that Kevin gave me. That's really all I did. And I went home and I wrote it down in a notebook instead of trying to get on a computer. I wrote everything down, wrote the whole letter down, and just explained everything from day one of me being in the military until now. And I was honest as possible. And I came back, after I was finished, I came back here and got on the computer and typed it up and printed it out and made sure that Kevin had a copy and Labrie had a copy, and I kept my notebook. And within 2 weeks, maybe not even that long, Kevin got a phone call, I think, or something, saying that I would have another appointment and they were doing the interview. No, it was an interview and an appointment. And I did that. I did the interview, and then I got some mail like a week later that said they're gonna do the CMP, which is like a big deal, with the doctor on video, and the day happened to be my birthday, December 30th at 1:30. And Kevin was like, "Oh, that's your birthday present." And I was like, "It's kind of weird, that it's on my birthday." It's like, "Well, whatever." And I did it, and that was December 30th. Today is January 11th. Yesterday was the 10th, and I'm 0 to 100%.
So now, tell me what you have now.
Well, I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on mail. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm at peace though. A weight has been lifted. I feel better. I feel like I'm breathing differently. I'm not anxious. I'm at peace. Now I can live a normal life, because it's really hard. I was struggling for a while. And it's embarrassing. You know what I mean? I'm not sleeping in the park anymore, but it's still hard when you don't have food, and it was rough. It got rough, and I worked all my life. I haven't worked in 4 years, literally clocked in and worked, and it's crazy. But I had issues with my back. Then they told me I had arthritis and and I was doing all the stuff with the military, and I was grateful for the VA clinic, but it was like, I can't survive off of going to these appointments and you guys get me into this apartment. I'm appreciative, but I need more. Well, if you start working this type of job, then we can't do this for you. And I'm like, and one time more than once, I almost just said, forget it. Forget everything. I'm gonna go try to work at a gas station somewhere. I just started thinking like, I gotta get income. Then I would speak to one of the doctors, and they'd be like, "No, it's best that you let everything work out." And I guess they were right. Now I'm looking at it in hindsight, but it didn't feel right.
No.
It didn't feel right then. So now I'm just excited for the next thing, to have my car again, and to be normal, to go to a restaurant and buy food, and it's stuff that is really minor. And I know this is really weird, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I was telling my sister on the phone, I can go and buy like brand new underwear. I haven't done that in years. It's stuff like that. People take it for granted and go through some stuff and end up on this side. You look at things a little different.